Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. No Christmas is complete without Rudolf, Santa and Frosty the Snowman. But even in the Christian narrative about the manger, the three wise men and the shining star, there's no Rudolph, there's no Santa and there is no Frosty the Snowman. So how did they get in on the act? And why are we even talking about this? Well, there is a very important lesson in this for Muslims. Let's take a look. We can learn a lesson in two ways, the easy way or the hard way. The easy way is by learning from other people's mistakes so we don't make the mistake. The hard way is from bitter experience. That's why there are so many stories in the Quran about Banu Israel and the many mistakes that they made, so that we read that and don't make the same mistakes they made. So back to Rudolph, Santa and Frosty the Snowman. So how did they get in on the act? Where did Santa Claus come from? Where did Rudolph come from? And Frosty from Palestine? Seriously? So if Isa alayhi salam was born 2020 years ago, why do we celebrate New Year's Day on the 1st of January? Surely it should be on his birthday. You think Muslims have a problem with sighting the moon and beginning Ramadan on the same day? Take a look at this. Did you know that the Roman calendar only had 10 months? December was the 10th month, dec, meaning 10, as in decimal, and October was the 8th month, oct, meaning 8, like in octagon. And did you know Britain and America celebrated New Year's Day on the 1st of March until 1752? You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to come to the conclusion some jiggery-pokery has taken place with the calendar. A lot of these issues stem from the time Constantine became the emperor of the Roman Empire and he began to promote Christianity in pagan Europe. In his zeal to promote Christianity amongst the pagans, Christianity assimilated into the pagan culture. 25th of December was a pagan festival commemorating the winter solstice. This became associated with Christmas. The pagan festival of rebirth around Easter became associated with the supposed resurrection of Isa alayhi salam. The mistletoe was another adoption from pagan culture. So too was the Yule log and the Christmas tree, where in Northern Europe the tree was worshipped. So Christianity assimilated into pagan culture in order to become popular. When Oliver Cromwell came to power in 1644 in Britain, he banned Christmas because it was considered a pagan festival. But what about Rudolph, Frosty and Santa? Well, we're coming to that. So paganism deformed Christianity, capitalism put jingle bells and whistles on it. The world is dominated by secular liberal values. In the Bible, it says women cannot be priests. Freedom says it's okay. What does the church do? The church says it's okay. The Bible says same-sex relationships is wrong. What does freedom say? Freedom says it's okay. What does the church do? The church says it's okay. Christianity assimilated into paganism in the past. Today, Christianity has assimilated into capitalism. Today, Christmas is a festival of capitalism. In 1931, a soft drinks company by the name of Coca-Cola discovered that in winter their sales went down. So they got in touch with their marketing department in order to fix this problem. They came up with an idea. Let's dress Father Christmas, Santa Claus, in Coca-Cola clothing in Coca-Cola colors. That became the standard image of Father Christmas around the world. It was a marketing success. That's why you will not find Father Christmas on a Pepsi can. Father Christmas has nothing to do with the prophets of Allah, but he has got everything to do with the profits of Coca-Cola. What about Rudolph? In 1939, a department store in Chicago decided to create their own character so as to save on paying license fees for using other people's characters. And they got in touch with an employee of the company, Robert May, to come up with a character. He created Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and he wrote a story about him. In 1949, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song was released and it became a smash hit. Rudolph, like Santa, became an ambassador of capitalism. What about Frosty? Well, due to the huge success of Rudolph, the following year the same company released a song about Frosty the Snowman and Frosty was born. These three characters or the ambassadors of capitalism. Christmas is big business. Many companies take as much as 40% of their takings for the whole year in this one season. So what do we learn? We learn that Christianity assimilated into pagan culture and today into capitalist culture. The original message was long lost. Today we see countries like France and the UAE and many other countries both in the East and the West trying to reform Islam so Islam assimilates into mainstream secular liberal capitalist values. We should learn a lesson and not allow or accept Islam to be defined by popular values. Islam is the yardstick to measure. Islam came to define. It didn't come to be defined. We don't change Islam to fit society. Rather, Islam came to change society to fit with its values. The Prophet ﷺ is the last chance messenger. There are no more messengers after him. The buck stops with this ummah. The responsibility to establish, to protect and convey this message is our responsibility. And we need to take this responsibility with the utmost seriousness. Otherwise, we too could end up with Baba Ramadan, Salah ad-Din the Sandman, and Kamal the khaki camel. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.